Hello, everybody. Okay, so today I'm going to show you something that maybe you already know. If you do, it's going to be with Babel, installing Babel into your IDE. So if you already know how to do this, turn the video off. If you don't, this was something that gave me a lot of problems for the past couple of weeks of trying to get Babel to work, at least within the Windows environment, but also within the Mac environment, and how to get it to work within my IDE kind of automatically. So figured I'd make a video and maybe this can help you guys. So I did just get it working on my Mac and this is on my PC. So hopefully the same technique will work. And if it does, we know it works universally. The concept itself should work within any IDE. I'm just going to use Webstorm in this case. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. There we go. All right, so within Webstorm, I've created a project called Babel This. And within that, let's just go ahead and create a JavaScript file called my name. And then let's just give it some ECMAScript 6 function. It's called like doubler equals num, arrow function, and then return. And we actually, if you want to make it look really ECMAScript 6, we could say just num times 2. So I've written this kind of stuff out, and some of you guys have kind of been like, can you write it in ECMAScript 5? Well, not only can I, but it's also a good thing because the browsers nowadays, not all of them support ECMAScript 6, so it's a good thing to write it in ECMAScript 5 for your production. So how do we do that automatically, and how can we incorporate what's known as Babel, which transpiles from ECMAScript 6 to ECMAScript 5 automatically? Well, Webstorm has this thing called a file watcher. I'm sure it's a part of a lot of the other main IDEs, which will do that for us. So I click yes. But then we have this problem here that is the program itself, Babel, is not installed. So what do we do? Let's go ahead and click cancel, and I'll exit out that. So I'm going to open up my terminal here. I have Node installed, npm, of course, and this is the same terminal that you would get from if you're in Windows like this, or if you're in Mac, it's your terminal. So it's the same terminal, nothing special. It just opens up inside of my IDE. Okay, so first thing we're going to want to do is get Babel. So we're going to say npm install. And we want to install this globally. We want to put this across the system because really we're just installing Babel itself, like the program. We're not kind of telling it what to do or how to do it. We're just installing a program that can transpile for us. So we're going to say Babel-CLI and enter. We're going to wait. It's going to go out there into the interwebs and grab it and install it. All right, and it's just saying it's skipping this because I'm on PC instead of Mac. Okay, cool. So now I can say yes up here, and you can see my IDE detected where that is, which is right here. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And you would think, which I thought for a while, you're done. So now when you press enter, you're going to see executing Babel down there, but I get an error. Cannot find preset env relative to directory. And I searched and searched and searched and came up with a million different solutions until finally I landed on the right one, which is we have to actually give it the presets for what it's gonna, how it's gonna transpile. So we've installed Babel globally, but now locally within our project, we want to tell it how to transpile this project. So first thing we're going to do is just set up our project environment with an npm init and just press enter throughout all of this. So just generic stuff for now. And if we look up here, we have our chase.js and our package.json files. Our package.json file is just all of that stuff that we just press enter to. So now the big thing is we want to say, we want to actually tell it what presets to use for this project. So we're going to say npm install -- save dev, because we want to save it to our kind of dev dependencies, our development. and then we're going to say Babel dash preset dash env. Now, why this? A lot of websites will tell you to do like dash es 2015, but Babel now suggests that you do this command. So Babel dash preset dash env. So we're going to go ahead and install that. All right, so we got that installed. So now, if we come back up here, we'll see, we now have our dev dependency as Babel preset-env in our package.json file. So that's awesome. We have node module folder, which is going to contain our various node modules. And if we come over here to Chase, hopefully, fingers crossed, we press enter, Babel just did what? We did not get an error. That's a good thing. And we created this distribution folder. So inside of this, if I double click here, Babel has automatically for me created my ECMAScript 6 function and transpiled it as ECMAScript 5. So vars, no arrow functions, the return, so no inline returns or whatever you would call it. And that's awesome. So now I have Babel working on Windows. The same technique works on Mac. And so, just to kind of give another example, if I was to say like const triple is equal to num times 3. All right. As I do that, I come up here to Chase, and what did it do? Immediately created that for me as ECMAScript 5. So very important, in my opinion, as I've been dealing with like Mocha and Chai and various other things. So that's super important. The only other thing I want to show you, if you're still paying attention, is, or if you still need to know, is how to get Node so that Node actually has an interpreter with Babel, so that when you're using things like import, you can use import instead of like require. So for me, I come up here and I click Edit Configurations, and then we're going to create a Node.js configuration. And here we are with our Node interpreter. Okay. So our Node interpreter, we're going to add a different one. We don't want it to just be Node.exe. We want to add a local. And in this case, our local is going to be right here. Whoop. Windows likes to keep it in a weird location, but if we come here and we look inside of this folder, we can see Babel-node CMD. Go ahead and click OK, and click Apply, click OK. And now anytime within here, or any JavaScript file that I want to write that is going to import things or use the import, basically anytime that I'm going to be working with Node and ECMAScript 6, we can now do that in here. And so anyways, those are 2 things for getting Babel set up within your IDE to automatically transpile for you, and so that you can work with ECMAScript 6 and Node as you're working with Mocha and Chai and Express and whatever other frameworks, so that it works. All right, hope that makes sense. Again, I think the same concept of installing Babel itself as like a global and then installing the presets as local should work with any IDE if you're confused at all. All right, hope you have a good day. Bye.